001, The King versus Fighter Pig, Fiddler Pig, and Practical Pig.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. I'm just going to come down here and have a nice little, spend 2 minutes with you. Make it nice and cozy. Welcome to St. Monica's Debating and Mooting Society. Is there a way to get this wonderful screen down? Is that possible? Yeah. I've got a nice little presentation for 2 minutes that I want to boys and girls, your Royal Highnesses, to St. Monica's Debating and Mooting Society. Debating and Mooting Society is something that the Year 6s do, and we started in February, and I've taken 17 of your finest Year 6s, and we have discussed and debated various things, and we've learned all kinds of things around creative thinking, all the way down to how to be a lawyer, the criminal legal system, and it's been absolutely wonderful. And they today are going to be putting on a trial for you. Now, for all those who've never been to a court, has anybody here been arrested? Okay, you put your hands down now. All right. So I'm going to explain to you how a court happens. So basically, it's 10 quick steps. Usually there's a naughty person getting chased by the police, gets arrested, thrown in the back of the van, taken to a police station, interviewed, and then a lot later, they have to come to a court. Here, right here, box number 8. And in the court, you've got a judge, witnesses, various court staff, and a group of people called the jury. And the jury determine whether or not the robber, or whoever it was, is guilty or not guilty. And there's usually 12 people in the jury, and 10 of them, the ones in red, have to all agree that the person's guilty before they go down. Okay, so we here have a courtroom as well. But again, most important people in the room, it's not me, I'm the judge. We will surely be seeing the defense lawyers, other members of the court, the prosecutors, and the solicitors. But the most important people in the room are who? You. You are the jury, and you are going to decide whether this person is guilty or not guilty of the offence charged. Do you think they're guilty? Okay, thank you for that. Well, look, what I want to say is that you may have heard the story about the 3 little pigs, but you've got to disregard anything you've heard. You may have seen some really terrible headlines this morning in the national press and on TV about how violent and terrible they are. But again, you've got to disregard all of that kind of stuff, and you've only got to listen to the evidence that you're going to hear today and make your minds up solely on that. Thank you very much. And let's do the trial of the 3 little pigs. Thank you. Introducing some of the people here. Defense team, please stand up. They think that the pigs are innocent, and they're going to be defending the pigs. Thank you. Prosecution, please stand up. They think that the pigs are guilty, and they're going to be prosecuting the pigs. Please, thank you very much. We also have in the dock is where the naughty people will stand. The security guard is to make sure that none of you lot get out of line today. He's your security guard. He's got handcuffs and a truncheon, and he's allowed to use it. And at the back, you'll see some of the witnesses in turn. You don't have to stand up, but you can if you've got. In turn. Okay, we've got about an hour to race through this. I want to get back to my seat, and I'm going to hand over the mic to Oriane. Oh, we have an artist. Stand up, please. You may be wondering why the court has an artist. It's because we're not allowed to take pictures inside a court, and so on the news you'll sometimes see like really sketchy drawings of what happens in the courtroom. And today, Angelo is our artist.
We will now have oath and swearing in of Pfeiffer Pig. Sorry, Mr. Wolf. That's my fault.
Hold up your right hand and read this.
I solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Examination in chief of Mr. Wolf by the prosecution. Hello, Mr. Wolf.
Hello.
What is your name?
My name is Mr. Wolf.
What were you doing on that day?
I had hay fever, so I was on the way to the chemist.
And what did you need?
I needed some medicine. My eyes were itchy and I was sneezing a lot.
And do you usually go into the woods?
Not really, because there's a lot of flowers, so my hay fever usually gets worse.
What happened whilst you were walking in the woods?
As I entered the woods, I was approached by a wild pig. He has a crazy look in his eyes. He said that I had a good fur coat and he needed it. He then started to chase me, so I started to run away. A second pig started to chase me as well.
And how did you feel at this?
I was very scared and terrified.
What happened next?
I climbed on top of a brick house to get some safety, but then a third pig climbed on top of the roof and he pushed me down the chimney pot. I fell into a pot and then I think they tried to cook me alive. I ran away and I called the police.
Now we will have cross-examination of Mr. Wolf by the defense. Where do you live?
I live in a house by the river, just outside the woods.
Where is the chemist?
The chemist is in the middle of the woods.
Any further questions, council?
We will have oath and swearing in of Pfeiffer Pig.
Please put your right hand up and read this.
Okay. I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Examination in chief of Bishop Pig by the defendant. What's your name?
It's Pfeiffer Pig.
Where do you live?
Oh, I live in a house made of straw in the woods.
What day was it?
Oh, it was a lovely sunny Sunday afternoon.
What were you doing?
Oh, I was just watching television.
Do you live in the woods?
Yes, I do. I live in the woods, not far from my brother's. Well, examination and I saw the big bad wolf outside my door. I looked and I could see him, and then he tapped on the window and he said, little pig, let me come in. And I said, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And he said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And then he huffed and he puffed and he blew my house in. I was so scared. I ran out of my house because he tried to eat me. And I ran to my brother's house. His house is in the woods and it's made of sticks. Oh, my brother was so happy to see me. I told him all about the big bad wolf and how scared I was. And he made me some breakfast. A full English breakfast. After I ran to my brother's house made of sticks and I had my breakfast, and then the big bad wolf was outside his door and he knocked on the window and he said, little pig, let me come in. And my brother said, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And the wolf said, so I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in and he tried to eat us. Oh, we were so scared that we ran out of the house and we ran to my brother's house. His house is made of brick and it wasn't far away. Well, we told him all about it, how scared we were. But then I was really tired, so I had a nap on the sofa. And then when I woke up, there were policemen in the room with us. Thank you. Hello.
So you say that it was a sunny afternoon?
Yes.
Alright. Also, you said that the wolf was outside your door.
Yes.
But in your account, you wrote down that it was outside your window.
Well, he was outside, but then he tapped on the window, and that's how I knew he was at the window.
And also, when you got to your third brother's house made out of brick,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You said that he went to sleep, right?
Yes. Oh, so tired from all the running. I'd run from my house to the house of sticks, and then I'd run from the house of sticks to the house of bricks, and I was really, really tired.
Okay, understandable. But in your account, you said that the wolf tried to blow down your house first, and then you went to sleep.
I went to sleep at the end at my brother's house of bricks, not at my brother's house of sticks.
So just to confirm, the wolf couldn't blow down your house.
But he did blow down my
No,
house.
couldn't blow down your house of brick.
No, he didn't blow down the house of
And
bricks.
when you awoke, there was several things.
Yes, after my nap.
You've been dismissed. Thank you very much for giving your evidence. Please do not talk to anybody about it, especially the media. Thank you.
We will now have oaths and swearing in of fishermen.
Please put up your right hand and read this.
I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Examination in chief of Fisher Pig by
Defense barristers.
I live in the woods in a stick house. Thank you. Oh, it was a rainy Sunday afternoon. What was I doing at home? I was sewing some clothes. In my house made of sticks, yes.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have two lovely brothers, Fifer Pig and Practical Pig.
What happened?
Oh, well, as I said, I was in my house sewing some clothes. I live in the woods, but not far from my two brothers. One of my brothers, Fifer Pig, came round. His house is made of straw. And then, when he was there, we heard a tap at the window and I saw the wolf. And he said, little pig, let me come in. And I said, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And he said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew my house in. He was going to eat us both. We were so scared. We ran all the way to our other brother's house, Practical Pig. His house is made of bricks.
And when you went into your brother's house, what did you do?
Well, when I got there, the wolf appeared outside again and he tapped on my brother's window and he said, little pig, won't you come in? And my brother said, no way, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And he said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but he couldn't blow my brother's house in. And then I really needed to go to the toilet, so I did. And while I was in the toilet, I could hear all these noises and shouting. And when I came out, the wolf had gone, but the room was full of police.
How traumatic.
Very, very, very traumatic.
Very understandable. No further questions.
Now we'll have cross-examination of Fisher Pig by the prosecution barristers.
Hello, Nick. What was the weather like?
Well, it was rather rainy.
Well, in your brother's account, he said it was sunny.
Well, we know what the weather can be like. 1 minute it's rain, 1 minute it's sunny. At that time it was raining.
And so, what happened after that?
Well, like I just said, I was, playing games with my brother Fifer because he comes to my house and we play board games together because there's no electricity in the woods. And then we saw the wolf at the window and he tapped on the window and he said, little pig, let me come in. And we said, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And he said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Thank you. And he did. And we were so scared, like I said, we ran all the way to my other brother's house, Practical Pig.
Well, did you have any breakfast whilst your brother was at your house?
Well, I did make Fifer Pig some breakfast because he's very hungry all the time and he was a little bit scared and shook up, so I did make him some breakfast, yes.
Okay, but in your brother's account, you did something using electricity, but you said there was no electricity in the woods.
Well, I don't think there's electricity, but sometimes, we live in the woods. It's not easy to get electricity, but sometimes it comes on and off. So I would say more times than not, there's not a lot of electricity, maybe just a little bit sometimes, just enough to cook some nice breakfast.
Okay, and when you went to your brother's house, what happened after that?
Well, then we saw the pig outside my brother's window And he tapped on the window again and he said, little pig, let me come in. And my brother said, no, not by the hair of his chinny chin chin. And he said, the wolf, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but he couldn't blow my brother's house in because his house is made of bricks.
So, the wolf was outside your window.
Yes.
But you said previously that it was a pig outside your window.
I said, pig? No, I must have got my words mixed up. I'm very nervous, I'm very scared. That wolf is very scary.
And once the supposed wolf tapped on your window, what happened after that?
Well, after he blew my house down, or
After he tapped on your brother's window.
after he tapped on my brother's window, let me think, I'm getting all a bit muddled. After he tapped on my brother's window, my brother said, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. He tried to blow the house down, he couldn't blow the house down. Then I went to the toilet.
And what was the state of the room once you came outside?
Oh, the wolf had gone and the room was full of police.
No further questions, Your Honour.
Please don't talk to the media.
We will now have oath and swearing in of Practical Pig.
Please put up your right hand and read this.
I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence that I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Examination in Chief of Practical Pig by the defence barristers.
My name is Practical Pig. I live in a house of bricks in the woods. It was a Sunday and a nice sunny day. I was just preparing a little bit of lunch for myself.
Sorry, Council, we can't hear you. Is it possible to swap with the Council here so that the microphone can be equally shared between the... Thank you very much. There we go. Sorry, please continue.
What happened next?
Well, I was preparing my lunch and then all of a sudden my two brothers arrived. I was very pleased to see them.
Did anything extraordinary happen once your brothers had come in?
Well, as a matter of fact, it did. All of a sudden there was a tapping at my window and I saw a big wolf standing there, and all of a sudden he shouted, little pig, let me come in." Well, as you can imagine, I was terrified. I said, "Oh no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. I would not let him in." But then he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, but he couldn't blow my house of bricks in.
What happened next? Did he try to do anything?
Well, as a matter of fact, he did. He climbed up onto my roof and then jumped down into the chimney. Unfortunately, there was a rather large pot of boiling water that he fell into.
Did he get hurt?
Well, so I was making my lunch, you see, and I do like a little bit of soup at the weekend, and the water was rather hot, so when he fell down the chimney, then yes, I'm afraid he probably did get a bit hot, but he didn't hang around. He jumped out of the pot and ran away.
Did anyone arrive? What happened next?
Well, all of a sudden, the room was just full of police officers. I couldn't really understand it, why they were coming to see me.
Is this traumatic for you?
It's been a horrendously traumatic experience altogether for the three of us. We've all been in therapy for a long time.
No further questions.
We will now have cross-examination of practical cooing by the prosecution barristers.
Hello, Practical Pig.
Hello.
What was the weather like?
Were you not listening? I just said I thought it was a sunny day.
He was outside of the window, correct?
Yes, he was outside the window. I could see him clearly.
What happened next?
Well, he started tapping on the window and saying, "Let me in, let me in."
How did you respond to this?
Well, I was understandably terrified. You know, wolves, they've got a reputation, you know.
How did he get inside your house, or did he not?
Well, he tried to blow my house down with the whole huffing and the puffing and the huffing and the puffing and the huffing and the puffing. But because my house is made of bricks, you see, he couldn't get my house down. But that did not deter him. He clambered up onto my roof and crawled down the chimney.
What happened next?
Well, he fell into the boiling water that I had ready for my lunch.
Was the pot already open?
Yes, because I was making soup for lunch, you see, and I was putting all the vegetables in, and I didn't know that he was going to come falling down my chimney.
Did he escape?
He did. He didn't think the water was so hot, he leapt out of the pot and he ran away.
What happened after that?
Well, I was hoping I could finish off my soup, but all of a sudden the police arrived.
No further questions.
Thank you very much, witness. You are dismissed.
Oath and swearing in of the arresting police officer.
Please put up your right hand and read this.
I do solemnly and sincerely and truthfully declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Examination in chief of arresting police officer by prosecution barristers.
What's your name?
My name is PC Thomas.
And what happened exactly? Like, so, when did this incident happen?
On the 24th of December 2023, I responded to a 999 call from Mr. Wolf. I went directly to the woods and to the brick house in the woods.
And how did you get it?
I smashed in the front door and arrested everybody in the house.
How many pigs were in the house?
There were 3 pigs. One was in a bad mood and I had to put handcuffs on him.
What was the second pig doing?
The second pig was sleeping, so I woke him up and arrested him.
And what was the third pig doing?
The third pig was coming out the toilet and I arrested him.
What did you do after? Did you find anything suspicious?
I investigated the house and I found several fur coats in one room.
Fur coats? Were these from a wolf?
I looked more and I found several meat pie recipe books.
Interesting. Did you find anything else at all?
Please, jury, you are supposed to be paying attention to the evidence and not talking amongst yourselves. Thank you very much.
And did you find anything else?
On
On the fireplace underneath the chimney, I found a big cooking pot full of boiling water and vegetables that smelled a bit like wolf.
Okay, so you found fur coats, meat pie recipes, and a boiling pot. No further questions.
We will now have cross-examination of arresting police officer by the defence barristers.
So, you said you smashed through the front door and arrested everybody in the house. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct.
You arrested 3 pigs. One was in a bad mood and you put handcuffs on him. And the other was fast asleep. And the other pig was coming out of the toilet.
Yes.
Now, if you ask me, I don't think you have the right to put handcuffs on anyone you see. So, you said you inspected the house and found several fur coats in one room.
Yes, that is true.
And you also found a lot of meat pie recipe books.
Yes, that is true.
Now, as my job to defend the pigs, meat does not only come from wolves, it can come from many different animals, all animals. I am not going to list them because that would take forever, but wolf is only one of many. You also said that the cooking pot under the fireplace smelled of wolf. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
In the pig's account, the wolf fell in, so it's understandable that it may have smelled of wolf. And you also said that there were vegetables in the pot, like the pig said.
Yes.
No further questions.
Stand in there, please. I've got a question, surprisingly. One of the pigs here is wearing a fur outfit. Can you please stand up and show the jury here? There was something in the testimony about the house and there was fur coats. Is that right? And you arrested this particular pig? And in fact, you arrested all of the pigs. Is that right? And in the house, was there fur coats or fur, a bit like that?
Yes, there were fur coats, many like that.
Okay, thank you very much, officer.
Sit down! Silence! I have oath and swearing in of woodcutter. Woodcutter.
Please hold up your right hand and read this.
I do solemnly sincerely swear, declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you, Miss Cutter. We will now have examination of Chief of Woodcutter by the defence barristers.
What is your name?
My name is William Woodcutter.
Where do you live?
I live in a cottage in the middle of the woods.
What were you doing on this day?
Mr. Woodcutter, please can you face the jury? They are the most important people in the room when you're answering the questions. Thank you very much.
What were you doing on this day?
I was on my way to the optician's to get a new pair of glasses as I had lost my old pair. I was in a hurry.
Can you see well without your glasses?
Not really, no.
Where is the optician's?
The optician's is also in the middle of the woods.
What happened as you entered the woods?
As I entered the woods, I saw a wolf running after a pig. It was about 50 meters away from me.
Did you see it well?
Oh yes, I saw it very clearly. The pig ran into the house. The wolf climbed on top of the house. And there was another figure in the house, but I couldn't make it out.
Do you know what happened after?
I don't know what happened after because I was in a hurry to get to the optician before it closed. No further questions.
Now we'll have cross-examination of Woodcutter by the prosecution barristers.
Hello, William Woodcutter. Yeah, hello too. You said you saw the incident very clearly, but you weren't wearing your glasses. Oh, yeah, long-sighted, yes. Are you sure? 100%. You've sworn an oath to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and only but the truth. But as I see here, it says from the opticians, the Woodland opticians, that you are actually short-sighted.
Okay, we'll have a short adjournment, 1 minute. Okay, we'll continue with the evidence of Mr. Woodcutter. Please, can you return to the stand? Yeah, the jury will disregard the last statement. Okay.
I'm sorry, Judge, but the medical expert was not be able to come today.
Okay, so the medical expert can't come today. So what I'll do, unfortunately, or I should say actually fortunately, they made a statement, didn't they? So I'm just going to read out what the medical expert will say. Actually, yes, thank you very much, Messrs. Bolster and Co. This is what the medical expert was going to say. If you can read it out to the jury, please. Thank you very much.
I'm the medical expert. My name is Dr. Doogie McStuffin. I treated Mr. Wolf at the hospital. He was in a lot of pain. His tail was burnt and his feet were swollen. I gave him some medicine and then I sent him home the next day. He did not have a cold and he wasn't sneezing.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
We will now have oath and swearing in.
Please put up your right hand and read this. I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Examination in chief of Pinocchio by the defense barristers.
What is your name? My name is Pinocchio. Who do you live with and where? I live with my father Geppetto on the other side of the woods. What had you been doing in the last couple of weeks? I had been in the hospital because I broke my nose. I broke it falling out of a tree. It is still broken and will take a few weeks to heal. What happened on the scene of the day? After I left the hospital, I walked through the woods. It was a cold day, but then I saw a wolf chasing a pig. The pig ran into a house made out of straw. Did the wolf look scary? The wolf looked very scary. I could see its teeth and its claws. I was frightened, so I ran away. But then I heard a loud noise, and when I looked behind, I saw that the house made out of straw had been blown down. I didn't see anything after that. No further questions, thank you very much.
Examination of Pinocchio by prosecution barristers.
Hello. Hello. So, who do you live with in the woods? with my father Geppetto. And where were you at this time? I was just inside of the hospital. And what forced you to go to the hospital on this day? As I said, my nose was broken. Well, how did you break it? I fell out of the tree. Well, how did the wolf look? He looked very scary because of his teeth and his claws. And did you see what happened? All I heard was a house being blown down, and then I looked behind me. I saw nothing after that. No further questions, Your Honour.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Just a quick statement. Pinocchio pointed out that the wolf was very scary looking and his teeth and sharp claws were out. Mr. Wolf, please may you rise. Does this wolf look very scary to you? And can you see his sharp teeth or his long claws? No further statement, Your Honour.
Would you like the opportunity to respond to that, Council Kennedy or any of the others?
Many animals can retract their claws when they choose. Maybe Mr. Wolf is doing that now.
Well, to be fair, we have an expert on wolf behaviour and anatomy in the court right now, zoologist. The question put to you, please face the audience, please face the jury. The question put to you was whether or not wolves can retract their claws. Can wolves retract their claws and their teeth?
No.
Thank you very much.
Silence!
Prosecution, solicitor, advocate.
Mr. Wolf was going about his daily life when a ferocious pig that had a wild look in his eyes approached him and said he needed to make a fur coat out of his fur. The wolf ran for his life as the pig started chasing him. A couple other wild pigs joined in. He climbed up onto the roof of a house, but they grabbed him and pushed him down the chimney into a pot of boiling water. They tried to put the lid on top of him, but the wolf managed to escape. He sprinted out the door and immediately phoned the police. The arresting police officer said there were several fur coats in one room and a lot of meat pie recipe books. Dr. Attenborough, an expert in animal behaviour, said a wild pig would beat a wolf in a fight. Wolves would hunt piglets, but rarely adult pigs. Wolves rarely hunt alone. They generally hunt in a pack. And wild pigs can attack wolves if they feel threatened. The wild pigs are unbelievable because they make a lot of inconsistent statements. The pigs said different things about the weather, electricity, and meals they ate. The woodcutter is also inconsistent. He said he can't see well without his glasses, but claimed to have seen clearly a wolf chasing a pig 50 meters away. Pinocchio said the wolf looked very scary, but all wolves have teeth and sharp claws. It doesn't mean he uses them for eating pigs. Your Honour, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution invites you to find the pigs guilty of unlawfully and maliciously inflicting grievous bodily harm on Mr. Wolf, contrary to Section 20 of the Offences Against the Persons Act 1861.
We will now sum up the case with the defence barristers.
So the defence counsel have said that they want to make a quick statement to the court. Counsel Kennedy.
Okay, so the prosecution barristers have been saying the pigs need to be quiet. This is very stressful and it's very stressful for them, and they are talking about it to each other because it is stressful.
I would also like to say that the medical expert said that the wolf did not have a cold and his nose wasn't running, which means he probably didn't have hay fever. As well as this, the chemist and the opticians are apparently in the same place. Maybe the chemist isn't actually there.
We will now have
As my fellow candidate said, the wolf is inconsistent, saying that he had a cold and hay fever and a runny nose, contrary to what the medical expert stated. The medical expert also stated that he had swollen feet, which would probably not allow him to sprint or run out of the door, as he himself claims. As the zoologist stated, the wolves are known to attack piglets, and all three pigs say that he called them little pig. Also, the wolf called 999, but if any electronics would have been destroyed when he fell in the pot of boiling water, so how did he call 999? The zoologist also states that pigs will attack if feel threatened, and according to all three of them, they must have felt threatened with the wolf knocking on their windows and blowing their houses down. Anything that the pigs would have done can be accounted as self-defense.
Okay, court is back in session. Can the three pigs please stand? Okay, please. Can you just stand next to the three pigs to make sure they don't do anything crazy? Thank you very much, security. Now, it's now the time for the jury to give their honest verdict. Now, here's how it's going to be. Here's how it's going to work. There are more than 12 of you in here, of course there are. And if you think that the three pigs are not guilty, and I'll say so, I want you to remain seated. And if you think that the three pigs are guilty of causing grievous bodily harm, I would like you to stand up. Thank you very much. Members of the jury. Okay, thank you very much. Verdict. Of it. Fisher pig and practical pig. you have been found by a jury of your peers overwhelmingly guilty. Guards, put handcuffs on them and take them to jail.
They are to be condemned to death by hanging.
Stand up. Everybody up. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast, I'm going to come down here. Please stand up. And Angela, the artist, can we see what you've done? Security, over here. You cannot escape justice. You cannot escape justice. One more. I think there was a straight team. They went that way. No. Security. There's one over here. This is total chaos. You can go. Yes. Right. Can I just quickly say to all the performers, security, can we bring the pigs back, please? The escapee. There we go. There we go. You cannot escape justice. You cannot escape justice. Can I just say, on behalf of everybody on the stage, the teachers, the children who put in so much hard work since February to turn them into lawyers, come on, do they deserve a round of applause? And all the witnesses, I just want to say thank you very much. The artist has drawn an absolutely wonderful, in fact, that is an Axel Scheffler level of artistry here. Very, very good, actually. I don't know how we're going to show this, but yeah. Leave it on the easel and turn it around. Let the audience see on their way out what you've done here. So take a bow, Angela. That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Right. Over to you.
Well, just before we get sentenced to death, thanks everyone. Where's the loyalty? And that's what you still sitting. You're in my good books. If you were standing up, forget it. We're not friends anymore. Never mind, boo. Right, let me just take this off. I want to say a massive thank you to the incredible Jamie, who has volunteered his time so generously. He came to me a few months ago and said, could you do this debating society? Did I think it was going to be a good idea and would it be okay? I thought it was a brilliant idea. Lots of the Year Sixes wanted to take part, and you've done a fantastic job of setting up a courtroom scene. Hopefully none of you will end up in the defendant's chair, but maybe some of you might be barristers or solicitors or judges of the future, who knows? But Jamie, you've been brilliant in giving your time and educating all the children. Thank you so much. Well done. The certificates for all of the children who take part. So I have certificates which I will go and get and I'll give them out. So massive thank you to you. Children, even though I'm not quite sure about the prosecution team, I wasn't so keen on you. Defence weren't great either, because you didn't get us off, so a lot to learn, I think I would say. But thank you all. Parents, I hope you've all, family members, I hope you've all enjoyed this afternoon. Children, I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of a different afternoon. And they're all as high as kites now. The children, I'll go and get your certificates. Just take one final bow. Well done, all of you. Big clap for Jamie and all the children. Well done. And teachers, if you could bring your classes back to your classrooms now, because it's nearly time to go home. Have a lovely weekend, everyone.